Cool, cool, cool. I haven't sat down and filmed in so long, but hello. As you all know, I made a video diving into the lore and explaining the gameplay of Peak. Since a lot has happened since then, we are now finally at the final update, aka the final Ascent. Which is why I thought I'd make my last video on Peak. So let's dive into this together. Welcome to exploring the world of Peak within 10 minutes.
This is Scoutmaster Myers of Troop Number 4. This will be my final journal entry.
Now, firstly, I'm gonna dive into routes. I believe this map I never covered much in the last video, so we're gonna cover a good amount of it this time. Now, Roots itself is a tree forest biome type jungle with bouncy mushrooms, tall trees, and a lot of wind. They have a lot of edible mushrooms and zombies. Now, we talked a lot about reincarnation and these cursed objects in the last video. This map can basically turn you into a zombie with the more spore effect that you obtain on your bar, aka your health bar, your status bar. Another part of the map is super windy, as I mentioned before, which makes it harder to climb. There are spiders and little beetles that I thought were super cute, but they're not. They will try and flip you over and mess with you and try and launch you all over the place.
Hello! Ladybug, beetle.
There's one item I want to talk about, the Book of Bones. This is also many of the cursed items we talked about. Now, it revives you or one of your friends, but in exchange, it turns you into a skeleton. Now, as you are a skeleton, a lot of status effects don't affect you as much, such as burn or poison, but if you do fall, you will take more damage. Since it's a cursed item, as we all know, there's a give or take, and this is definitely one of those. Now, as you're transforming or using the book, it kind of glows and there's writing in it. Now, I tried looking to what the book actually says and like look into it more. There's not much that I know about it other than it doesn't really say anything. It kind of looks like gibberish. The words are a little weird looking. The strange gem that we mentioned in the last video, this update, specifically the roots one, the gem still didn't have any value to it. So there wasn't many changes to the gem. People still tried it and it didn't work during this update. The lobby has changed a lot since I last made this video. There are now chests and photo booths and a lot of cute things you can do with your friends. A lot of new outfits, a lot of new badges. Now, let's finally talk about the final Ascent update, which is what I want to talk about because I think this is perfect in regards to lore, and a good conclusion, in my opinion, to Peak and the Scoutmaster's story. The final Ascent comes with a new biome called Gloom, and a secret one I'll go over soon. Let's just say the gem might actually work in this update. Gloom is a misty biome leading to a tower. The Gloom itself has frogs. It's kind of like above, let's just say it covers all the islands above it. It's very high up. You will have to go into the Gloom to get across to the big tower in the middle. That's how high up it is. But once you go into the Gloom, it's kind of like watery and misty, and there's a big frog in there that can disorient you like that. You can get so easily lost in there. Pretty lost in there. There's ghosts in there. It seems like it's kind of like the graveyard of all maps is this biome, which seems to, I feel like, make sense in regards to what happens next. It puts a sleep effect on your character. As you get through the Gloom, you make it to the tower. There are traps from arrows to big cannons with spikes and glaciers that put the stone effect on you. I kind of forgot what it was called, but I'll put a subtitle here. It puts a certain effect to you onto your status bar. If it doesn't go away, unfortunately, if it fills up, you turn into stone and break. You kind of just explode. As we all know, we've seen like these statue-like scouts throughout these random maps. That's because of these glacier effects, somehow. And some items give glacier effects that we've noticed. Once you reach the top of Gloom, you see 6 big scout statues, all gold. One is knocked over. My theory is these are the scouts that Scoutmaster traveled with that survived, and the fallen one is Myers himself, being left behind and trapped on this island. Now, the secret is the gem. The whole part of this that makes it really, really interesting and lore filled and theory filled, and it's the gem. The gem finally works. If you haven't noticed in the update, there are different badges that you can obtain from statues, each one being different, and they're all scout. Like, they're all actually like scout badges, like how you would be if you were, you know, a Girl Scout or a Boy Scout. Like, one of the badges is Scout's Tenacity, Scout's Initiative, Scout's Generosity, and Scout's Ambition. If you collect these and do not use them, you can go down to the statue behind the big hill leading you to victory. You take the gemstone, activate it, and place these badges on the Scout's sash. You put the stone back into the statue's arms, and the badges give it power, turning into a Scout's Honor. Once activated, you travel to a weird area with a big ship. It's all black and white. There's where you land is kind of watery. It kind of mimics the original island, but not really. It's a really weird space to be in. It definitely feels like a type of purgatory, in my opinion. You see 3 big suitcases. You can go a bit further and you find the Scoutmaster's soul. Once you commune and let it free, it reveals to you the final area, aka the secret area called Nadir. You can now climb to the top with Scoutmaster's spirit and reach a portal sending you back to the helicopter that you originally were going to escape. But this time, there's a whole different cutscene. You land back into that area, but this time Scoutmaster is here with you. Now, he starts off being a little cursed until his soul goes into the Scoutmaster and he's finally not cursed anymore. He is put back together and finally is not left behind. It's kind of a very wholesome moment and a very good conclusion, in my opinion, for the purpose of the Scoutmaster. And it really ties in a lot of theories that I had before. He was stuck there, he was bounded to this island. I just felt very relieved that we get to see that. And not only that, our characters helped that, but he had to put back some trust into these scouts to save him again. Even though these are the same type of scouts that could have fucked him over like they did last time and left him behind. You have a chance to avenge and bring back the Scoutmaster from this torture or purgatory he is stuck in to finally achieve what he wanted. You stuck to the code. Always remember the rulebook, guys. Now, theories. About this area called Nadir, it looks like Scoutmaster either kept trying to find his way out and just got stuck in Nadir. The ship stood out to me in particular. It seemed like Scoutmaster might have crashed here or had a chance to travel here, but didn't realize it ultimately just put his soul into this area and eventually got him stuck here. It is definitely a type of purgatory and a definitely type of trap that he was set into. Nadir itself, I thought I'd search up to know what it means. Nadir itself means the point of celestial sphere that is directly opposite the zenith and vertically downward from the observer, aka the opposite of where you are standing. So in my opinion, Scoutmaster was stuck on the other side of the land or inside the land, away from everybody. Kind of basically locked out of the main area, and whatever we did see of him in the main area was not him, because he was not himself. Us, the players who can't help the Scoutmaster at all, can now finally help him in this final update. Now, Bing Bong. I've talked a little bit about Bing Bong. I still don't really know what I think of Bing Bong. Bing Bong might have been an evil intent or a way to keep the Scoutmaster bounded to this island. We don't really know. It could also just be an innocent plushie. But if you know more about that, please let me know. I would love to hear some Bing Bong theories. There's a lot on the internet already about it. from when the game originally came out. But we do know one thing. Scoutmaster was drawn to this island but didn't expect to be trapped here. And I'm glad that we were able to do that. So thank you, aggrocrabs, for this wonderful game that I didn't imagine would take over a lot of people's lives, and we're here for it. So thank you for making this game and developing it. It's been fun, and thank you for this amazing conclusion. Anyway, remember everybody, never abandon a friend in need, and I will see you guys in the next video. Scout's Honor!